Here's where it all began.
Known for their extravagant makeup, homemade outfits and androgynous looks, several of the regulars went on to form bands and have huge chart success.
We've got two of the most well-known faces on the scene on our sofa. Boy George and Marilyn.
Are you a new romantic?
No.
How do you describe yourself now, if you do that kind of thing? Do you
How do I describe myself?
Well, you know, classifications. Maybe we should do that.
Happy.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
That's good.
Yeah, I think certified freak is a good one as well.
That's he's speaking for himself.
No, I was talking for me. Yeah, of course,
I was about to say,
Marilyn's the normal one.
You know, how do you ever get anything done? Because you done a single together,
Yeah.
George, you've produced. I mean, how do you ever get anything done? Because obviously you just banter the whole time.
That's the easy bit. The sort of creating music is the fun part of what we do. You know, being in the studio, writing a song, building it. That's the fun bit. That's when there's real fun. It's when you've got to go out and sell it.
Okay.
By the way, it's out today.
No, well, we'll help you. We'll help you there because with all of the fun, this is what it created. Have a look.
Money, 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 love for money. Yeah, yeah. If I cashed you in.
So we're just talking about who. This is your record.
Yes.
But he managed to get his voice on.
Well, we wrote
I'm sort of doing a little bit with these, but he kept turning me down. I wanted me louder, but he kept turning me down. But it's fine.
But he's got such a distinctive voice. It's like, you have to be really careful about things like that. You know?
Well, when I listened to it, I thought I heard your voice sort of in the background, so I wasn't sure.
I'm in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Buried.
What does this single mean to you?
It's kind of like a rebirth and like coming full circle. It's just like a joyous coming back to life song and situation for me.
If people are going to ask, you know, what have you been doing? You know, because people always do that, don't they? Because you know what you've been doing, but it feels like you've been away for a long time, out of the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I have. I've been doing market research.
What's that mean?
What does that mean? Into what?
It's just, you know, I've been getting on I was getting on with my life. I just wasn't doing it in the public eye. No, I wasn't doing. I tried to avoid being myself for quite a long time, and I tried lots of different other avenues, and it didn't really work. So, you know, this is who I am, and this is what I do, and it's like, you know.
So you're
get on with it.
comfortable back in the public eye? Do you
Yeah,
think you'd
I
be
think
more
so.
comfortable if you?
Do I think I could be more comfortable?
Well, in the sense, if you wanted to get out of the public, you wanted to
You
be
wearing
out
less
of the public
clothes, you'd be
eye.
more comfortable. You know, just lying on a bed.
Steady. Watch the camera angles.
No, I'm covered.
Well, George, it's interesting. I'm sensing a kind of almost like a reluctance. You obviously love the music, and that's where the passion is, but almost a reluctance to put yourself back out there.
Well, I'm sitting on a TV show. I'm
I
much
know.
more out there to need to get in a kill.
But you can do that without necessarily wanting, you know, the
No, of
attention
cour-
again.
Yeah,
And
of course. You know,
you both know all about what that can be
Are you
like.
accusing Marilyn of not wanting attention? That's the funniest thing I've heard all morning.
Well, fair point. Kind of what I'm saying though, George, and you know this full well. The kind of you get a lot of attention when you put yourself out there, and sometimes that can be nice and it can be helpful and help the career, and sometimes it can be horrible.
You know, I had a sort of period out of the limelight as well, and you know, when you come back to doing this, you do have to kind of like get used to doing it. This is the biggest breakfast show ever. So, you know, that's great. But I think you do have to kind of get yourself back into it. You have to learn how to do it again, you know, and I think that's a fun process because it's not the industry that we were in is not the same anymore. Do you know what I mean? But you still get asked the same questions. So you just sometimes have to kind of go, okay, so, you know, work it his way in.
How's it going so far?
Yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
How's the industry changed? What's the biggest change you've seen?
The way acts are presented to the public, the amount of choice that goes on, radio shows and how they choose what they put on. It's like, you know, big corporations have got more involved and become more controlling of the whole thing. It's like big business and, you know.
In a funny kind of way, you guys were both way ahead of your time because this whole androgynous thing about how people not wanting to be classified or, you know, gender-wise.
Well, it's gender fluid, they call it.
Yeah,
now.
gender fluid. I mean, that's such a trendy thing now. But you were way ahead of your time in many ways.
Yeah, I think sometimes, you know, you're born and you just don't fit in. Do you know what I mean? I mean, when I was a little kid, I had no idea that there's anything different about me. I thought I was perfectly like everybody else. But other kids kind of tell you that you're different. And so you grow up knowing that there's something sort of odd about you. And then at a certain point, I think you embrace that, or you kind of become someone else. You kind of bury it, or you say, okay, I'm different, and I'm going to celebrate that. And that's kind of why music is such a great platform, because you get to, you get to show off, dress up. Well done on Strictly, by the way.
Thank you.
Amazing. And you're going to look amazing in the outfits.
I hope so.
This is the good
I'll get
news.
some
It's not so good for men, is it, the Strictly?
Well, if you get away with a kilt like that, you're fine.
That's
Lovely
fine.
seeing you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look, we must say it. Marilyn's new single, and it's Marilyn's, not Boy George's. It's called Love.